The wet process was used to demonstrate new construction work.
You'll notice at the end of this wall, a lot of congestion in the steel. This is typical of a seismic retrofit that you might find out on the West Coast. One of the important crew members in this application is the blowpipe man that you see following Casey around. And he's going to ensure that no rebound and no poor material gets incorporated behind the steel. The nozzle will go right inside the first layer as you see him placing it now, so that he's sure that the concrete is being wrapped around the back layer of rebar. Blowpipe man is a key partner. This is a real team effort between these two folks. They can probably interchange switching nozzle and blowpipe with each other as well. We're going to take this wall up in one lift, move across. This is where technique becomes very, very important. This concrete is coming out of this truck on this side through a reed pump. Here, as opposed to the dry side, the energy that's conveying the material through the hose is the piston action of a hydraulic pump. Most of you are familiar with that. It's the same process as you're familiar with for flat work or wall placing, any other structural placement. One of the most important things to point out on the concrete side is the fact that the hoses you see all these guys holding are either 1.5 or 2-inch hoses. That means that the aggregate particle size is a maximum of 3/8. And when you mix concrete with a small aggregate such as 3/8 gravel, your surface area coverage goes up, so your cement content goes up. When we start cutting this wall to grade over here, you'll see it begin to take shape. It's actually a pretty fancy wall. It's got a chamfer strip up at the top, grades cut to the angles and corners, thickness control is right on the money. We got some fancy tools now to cut our grades. Are we going to replace the cutting rod, Mark? Here you can see a mechanized cutting tool and cut it to grade. This is interesting. When they get these two walls stabilized here, we'll have them go down and start finishing on the other end as well. A lot of skill and a lot of love for concrete. That's what keeps these guys going out here. And I guess that's what's important to all of you in the audience. Now you see Casey doing the top lift, and Ruben is watching over him with the blowpipe to keep it cleaned out. And once that's shot up, we'll trim it, finish it to a surface. See Ruben cutting to grade now. You can just see the evidence of the wire about 2 feet up at the bottom and one across the top. That'll be a square wall. When it's finished, you won't be able to tell that it wasn't formed and poured. The difference will be that you don't have to wait a couple of days to strip the form. There goes Casey back inside that column. If you'll note now, here skill really comes into play here, and if you watch to get the back side of it, back behind wrapping the back 2 corners of this form, he puts the nozzle right inside the steel. The velocity and the plasticity of the material allows it to be flowed around those bars. So you're going to have good encapsulation and there won't be any voids in there. We're working out of a mobile mixer back here from Cement Tech, going through a reed bowl type gun. Very productive, very common in the pool business.